This is Eagle Owl, and today I will be talking about wide receiver three. I think it's Burton Covey's. Also, Keely Ringo, his stock definitely rises. And lastly, all the rookies played good except Anaya Smith. But we're going to talk about the Eagles' victory. But let's get straight into it. All right, man, let's hop straight into it. Let's talk about the most exciting part of preseason. What was that? The pregame. Seeing Jalen Hurts in the uniform, you get a first look at Saquon in that all white, looking good. I mean, man, oh man, oh man, I can't wait to the regular season. But yeah, he looked good. The just the uniforms in general. And I usually don't even like the white uniforms, but they didn't play. It was really rainy. If you're on the northeast, if you know, you know the hurricane. So us up north, we getting the residuals of it, and it been raining all week. And it eventually stopped last night, but the Eagles still decide not to, play the game with the first starters or with the starters, I should say, the first team, because I guess they didn't want to risk any injury or anything like that. But for the most part, on the defensive side, most of the starters played, I think, except Slay. I don't remember seeing Slay on the field at all. But pretty much everybody played. CJ Garner Johnson obviously dealing with an injury, but everybody played. But let's talk about the winners and losers of preseason day one. All right, so let's go into the pros and the winners. So first, I gotta just say, Keely Ringo, man. Keely Ringo, as the guy who quote unquote lost the CB2 spot, he might be back in the conversation after today's game, but he looked good. I mean, the few times I did see Isaiah Rogers, the ball thrown his way, he was really far off coverage. You know how Vic Fangio like to do. And, he got beat a couple times. But Keely Ringo, nah, he was locking stuff up. And the one catch the guy caught on his side, it was more of a phenomenal throw by Josh Johnson than anything. But Keely Ringo really locked up his spot. Quinyon Mitchell looked really, really good. He had a miscommunication at one point, and then like the next play or two, he almost caught a pick. Quinyon looked really good in the slot. Like it looked like he can really be a top tier slot corner in this league. But I know he's not gonna stay there for long, especially after Slade league. But he showed he can play for sure. Defensive line didn't get as much pressure as I thought they would. I mean, Bryce Huff looked okay, but it's preseason. Nolan Smith, more to like the third quarter, he got a sack. He looked decent, but Jalyx Hunt. When I say all the rookies except Anaya Smith, I mean literally all the rookies except Anaya Smith look good. Jalyx Hunt looked like he ready right now. Like right now, no red shirt, no any of that, no holding him back. It looked like he's ready right now, Jalyx Hunt. So even Trotter Jr. at points, I'm like, Trotter Jr. should get tries or attempts at first team during the preseason because Trotter Jr., that second team, him and the Kobe Dean look good, but Trotter looked a little better. And the Kobe Dean had a really good day. I mean, he's a good blitzer for sure. He's still a liability to me in coverage. He did have a good PBU this game, but he just still looked like a liability in coverage, in my personal opinion. That's his only problem. I mean, if you can rotate him in, especially like on blitzing downs, cool. And speaking of blitz, I like how Vic Fangio, I'm being a little bit all over the place because this is like literally a reaction like an hour later after the game. But I like how Vic Fangio was bringing a corner blitz, like he blitzed Quinyon Mitchell. Then later into the game, he blitzed Tyler Hall. So I like how he's bringing that extra guy. He's actually blitzing it and being really good as far as what's supposed to be a vanilla defense because you don't want to show too much of your hand during preseason. But he did mix some things up and made it look good. Like, okay. So defensive side of the ball was pretty good. But they held the Baltimore Ravens to 13 points. So that's saying something. It was a lot of bend don't break for sure. A lot of bend don't break. But we didn't break and we won the game, right? So offensive side of the ball, it was good. I mean, it was decent. Kenny Pickett didn't look too good. I mean, Kenny Pickett looked like he was holding the ball too long, or he didn't know when to get rid of it, or was the guys just not getting open? I don't know. But Kenny Pickett did not look good at all. Besides the like scoring drive where he dumped it off to Will Shipley, and Will Shipley had a nice day. Kenny Pickett didn't look good at all, but Will Shipley, all the running backs look good. Kenneth Gainwell looked like the best, but excluding Saquon, but Kenneth Gainwell looked like the best. Will Shipley, it looked like it went in order. Will Shipley looked like that other guy. Then that next guy, I should say. Then Lou Nichols looked like if there were four running backs, he'd be the guy. And then the Price dude looked good, Davis Price. And then, you had Kendall Milton, who was somewhat the worst running back on the depth chart. So I think it went in this order, but overall as a group, it looked good. Overall as a group. Now the wide receiver three, that was the one I was gonna really be paying attention to. And I would say this: Johnny Wilson looked good, but I would say if I was Johnny Wilson, I would deeply consider. I'm just saying, I would deeply consider going to tight end. I really would. I think he can make his bones there. I think he's a better blocking than what I expected. I know his frame it's not like a traditional tight end, but to me, if he was a tight end two next to Dallas Goddard, we easily had the best tight end duo. Easily. But speaking of tight ends, Grant Calcaterra, clearly tight end two. Clearly tight end two. He looked really good. Britton Covey. I want to say clearly to wide receiver three, but Johnny Wilson again. He showed some things Britton Covey can't do, like far as the block and far as getting the attention because he's 6'7". Britton Covey's like 5'8", 5'9", maybe even 5'7". So that's it far as the wide receiver three, far as the size difference. But the guy that naturally fit there feel like Britton Covey. Feel like Britton Covey fit there. Britton Covey looked really good in special teams as well. I think Britton Covey easily makes this team. I know it's a lot of questions like, is he gonna make the team? Britton Covey's making this team. The matter and the question is, will he be the starter? Will he be the starter? And to me, he showed he can be a starter. But do you start him when Paris Campbell come back? We'll see. John Ross disappointed me. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'm gonna keep it a buck. John Ross disappointed me. Just looked like he looked lost at times. I get it. It's a new offense. You're trying to gel things together, but it was like a go route. Like if he kept going, he could have caught it, but he slows down. Sometimes you don't see that 4.22 speed. He looks slower on the field. So I seen some corners keeping stride for stride with him. Stride for stride. So sometimes he looked a little slower than I expected, but John Ross disappointed me, man. So I don't really have too many disappointments, but it was a lot of good. It was a lot of positive. I like how the coaches did everything. As far as again, the offense and the defense supposed to be vanilla. The running backs look really good, and we used that to our advantage. That offensive line, I think hot take will be better than last year offensive line. Last year offensive line was really good. And I'm saying even with Jason Kelsey, this offensive line looked better. It's we're going to the first, second, and third unit. First, second, and third unit of the offensive line look good. Another guy, speaking of the offensive line, that disappointed me, Tyler Steen. Tyler Steen disappointed me because he had an opportunity to show he's that guy and he made plays. He made plays for sure. Those two penalties, man. Those two penalties just didn't look good. Especially if you're competing for a spot. It just didn't look good at all to me. At all. So he gotta get it together, man. He gotta get it together. Um and overall, man, the game was okay. Preseason, always been preseason to me. The first quarter, you're excited to see football. After a while, it's like, okay, I'm ready to see Jalen Hurts and these starters play. Get bored really quick. But I'm a content creator now, so I gotta watch this whole thing through. But I would say there's no disappointment in the rookies except Anaya Smith, but you guys know I've been reporting on Anaya Smith since the past 2 weeks of him being bad. Since training camp, he's been bad. I was scared. I'm not scared, but I didn't want to report on it too much because I didn't want to disappoint, but it just started getting out of hand. I had to report on it. Um, N'Kobe Dean definitely showed up. If Trotter, this is something I've been thinking about. Trotter Jr. is as good as I think he can be or will be. Do we trade? Can we trade Dean? That's another topic for another time because I even think Sumarin looked good with the third team. And I can't forget before I end this video, Patrick Johnson, man. Patrick Johnson looked good. Looked good. He even got the game winning sack, you could say. Him and Sumarin. He Patrick Johnson got there. Sumarin got the hit, I believe. The actual sack or was like a half a sack, and Patrick Johnson picked up the fumble, gave Jake Elliott another shot, who didn't look that good. Jake Elliott gave him another shot to win, and he made the field goal 16-13. Eagles win. But I think that's all I got for you guys today. I really got to evaluate this game because, again, I'm just going off my head. What I seen, I know it's guys missing, like pros. Again, all the running backs were good. McKee was okay. He was better than Pickett, but he was decent. Um, Wide receivers, Johnny Wilson was was decent. I think he was really good at blocking. I think he should really consider moving to tight end two, or even being that third tight end for the Eagles. Covey looked like a legit wide receiver three. Um, Linebacker group as a group looked good. Zach Bond didn't look too good to me, in my opinion. But at the same time, it's like, how much can he show? Devin White looked okay, but just as a unit, the linebacker group actually looked good. Secondary wasn't bad. It wasn't bad at all. It wasn't great either, but that's with Fangio dropping people off. But we know Keely Ringo stuck out. But again, that's all I got for you guys, man. And this is Eagle Al. I'm a